looking at here is what the Israeli government prepared for the infrastructure of the community that was to be built by the people on an individual basis. In the far background, we have the town that was established in 1976, and that was governmental housing for rent. And the idea was to prepare a pre-planned community, which included built-in electrical lines, sewage, water, the roads, lighting, and everything. And then the people were supposed to come and, according to some agreed plan, build their own private homes, which overlook the very tip of the Sinai off to the right here, the beautiful bay just below us, the beautiful beaches. And this was going to be the future of Sharm el-Sheikh right over here. When we started dealing with architects and preparing the plans by 1978 was the Camp David breakthrough and the Sadat's visit. Actually, in the end of 77, I think it was Sadat's visit. So everybody was holding back and waiting to see what would happen. And then when it became evident that the area was going to go back, there was a complete freeze.
I saw spending the rest of my life here. I had no intention of leaving this area. This was going to be our first home. We were going to build it and raise our children here, and that was the end of that. I feel very ambivalent about leaving. I hope it's worthwhile. I don't know what the future is in store for us concerning this area and our own personal lives. My only hope, and I think the price would be worthwhile, is that firstly there is peace. The fact that we have to leave here, well, I wasn't completely prepared for it. It's been 3 years, it's a process, but I think that initially I hoped that we'd be able, being real peace, would be able to somehow stay here.
We came to this area as visitors at first and guests. The Bedouin, the people of the desert, the people who really, this is their home from time immemorial, and I've tried my best to be sensitive to this reality, and although they're people who work according to a different clock and a different philosophy in life, they're very special people. And I've had some very close relationships with the Bedouins that have gotten to know through work, through meetings. I have great respect for them, and I think it's very important that the Bedouin are taken into consideration during this whole process, because they're going to be affected no less than the people that have to leave, and maybe even more so. The Sinai is the playground of Israel. It's where a whole generation of young Israelis have been able to feel footloose and feel free. And the Sinai was like a place where young Israelis would go and just come down, not only young Israelis, families too, older people, just to get away from that pressure. This is the first experience in history where people have come here for purely peaceful reasons to live with nature, develop nature, and offer nature to the world at large. And it should be appreciated, especially by the people who are coming to take over the area. We have the most beautiful coral reefs in the world, an untouched area where all the elements involved, water clarity, water temperature, quiet seas, colors, proximity, all come together and create an unbelievable experience for the snorkeler, for the diver. This all combines for an unbelievable experience, a recreational one, an educational one, an emotional one.
Okay, come and see my world. How was it?
Oh, Jesus. Man, there's nothing like that.
I see myself as a victim of the peace process. I think perhaps even more so than anybody else, and simply because what I do with my livelihood and what my life is completely 100% connected to this region. Well, we came here 10 years ago, and now we have to leave.